no commitment that we have in life is good the whole time. No, you're gonna get a dump. They're gonna dump shit on you. Can you now stand in front of everybody with doo-doo on you and be like, yep, we finna try again. I'm finna do it again.
You know what? Let me wipe this shit off. I got another idea.
Oh, bro, like, I'm definitely finna take a bath. 100%. I'm gonna get it from in between my neck. Like, we gotta get the shit off us. But you gotta continue to mob.
So Teyana and Iman officially ended their relationship last year. And at first, it appeared they were handling the breakup with maturity. Teyana even put out a statement saying there were no hard feelings, just two people growing apart. However, the reality behind the scenes was quite different. Iman wasn't looking for a fair split. He allegedly wanted everything. Sources claim he tried to take back expensive gifts, including luxury jewelry and actual property. And if that wasn't enough, he also demanded a cut of her music profits, even from work made before their relationship began. Things took a turn for the worse during the child support battle. Iman argued that the $8,000 monthly payment for their daughters, Rue and Junie, was too much for him to afford. But court records showed a different story. Despite claiming financial hardship, he was spending big on himself, reportedly blowing thousands each month, including an unbelievable $14,000 just on food. And here's the kicker. He allegedly tried to make Teyana seem like the one making more money, all in an effort to reduce his child support responsibilities. But Teyana's legal team came forward with evidence proving he was spending more than $100,000 a month, even while saying he was out of money. Now that Teyana is with Aaron Pierre, Iman suddenly seems to have an issue with everything. The timing is definitely suspicious, and people are starting to question whether this is actually about the kids, or if he just can't handle seeing Teyana happy and moving on. It's all coming off as sketchy, and most people aren't falling for his narrative anymore.
She's basically saying that the kids are not safe around Iman. She said Iman be smoking weed around the kids and be forgetting to feed them. One of the wildest parts of the allegations is Teyana says that Iman put the kids in a rideshare in Chicago and had them dropped off at the United Center Arena alone while he had a private driver drop him off at the stadium.
Let's rewind for a second, because all this chaos really started with Teyana and Iman's divorce, and things spiraled. Pretty quickly. At the beginning, Teyana kept it graceful. She put out a statement saying they were still on good terms, with no hard feelings, just two people heading in different directions. But behind the curtain, the drama was intense. Iman wasn't aiming for an easy, fair breakup. He allegedly wanted everything. According to sources, he even attempted to take back the gifts he'd given her throughout their relationship. And we're not talking about minor stuff here. Sources say he tried to take back lavish jewelry, designer items, and even an entire condo that was supposed to be hers. Like, seriously? Come on. But wait, it gets worse. Iman also went after a portion of Teyana's music royalties, and not just from songs they did together. Nope, he allegedly wanted earnings from music she made long before they even met. That's a whole new level of petty. It's giving major desperation, and honestly, it's serving some seriously unhealed energy. But here's the truth. Teyana has always been committed to her craft. She built her career well before Iman was ever in the picture. So for him to suddenly feel entitled to her income? That wasn't just messy, it was downright disrespectful. And as if that wasn't petty enough, Iman also started whining about child support. Yup, this man was pinching pennies when it came to providing for his own kids, yet still dropping thousands on himself each month. The double standard is wild, and it honestly says a lot about who he really is.
I didn't come on the show to lose.
That's what I'm talking about.
I think that's another reason it's exciting for me, because it's at the end of the day, it's a competition.
Let's get into the real issue, child support. When it was time to support Rue and Junie, Iman suddenly claimed he was broke. He told the court he couldn't afford to pay $8,000 a month for child support. But at the same time, court records revealed he was spending $14,000 a month just on takeout. Seriously, how does that add up? And it didn't end there. Iman argued that Teyana earned more than he did. so he shouldn't have to pay that much. The hypocrisy is unreal, but Teyana's legal team came through with proof. And guess what? He was blowing over $100K a month, just on himself. So let's break this down. He had money for designer clothes, vacations, and dining out daily. But when it came to his kids, suddenly he was broke? Yeah, right. And here's the part that really got people talking. Iman wasn't just trying to reduce his child support payments. Some sources claim he was actually attempting to gain full custody of their dog. That would have meant he wouldn't just avoid paying child support. He'd be off the hook entirely. He would have been the one receiving payments from Teyana. But let's be real, this was never about the money. The timing is just too suspicious. It seems more like Iman's real issue wasn't his finances. It's that Teyana moved on. After all the drama with the divorce and child support, Teyana decided to focus on herself. And honestly, she handled the whole situation like a queen. Rather than reacting publicly or venting, she kept things classy, focused on her grind, and kept her personal life private. For a while, fans were wondering if Teyana was seeing someone new, but she wasn't giving anything away. She stayed focused on her career, raising her kids, and securing the bag. Then, out of the blue, she showed up with Aaron Pierre, and suddenly, all the questions were answered. If you're unfamiliar, Aaron Pierre is a talented British actor who's been making big waves in Hollywood. And let's be honest, they look fantastic together. Like really fantastic. At first, people weren't sure how serious they were, but then came the public appearances, and it was clear they were a couple. They started making public appearances together, looking all cozy and comfortable, and honestly, the chemistry was impossible to ignore. But the real moment that had everyone talking? When Aaron won a Rising Star Award and Teyana embraced him. This wasn't just a casual, congrats, buddy kind of hug. No, this was full of, this is my man vibes. The way she looked at him, the way he held her, it was clear. Everyone saw the spark between them, and the internet couldn't stop buzzing. That hug was the moment it became obvious they were more than just a couple for the cameras. They weren't just friends, and fans were here for it. Fans were celebrating Teyana, praising her for embracing this new chapter and applauding how she'd moved on from all the negativity. But guess who wasn't happy? Iman. The moment Teyana started genuinely looking happy, Iman suddenly had a problem. Now, out of nowhere, reports are emerging that Iman is trying to gain full custody of their daughters. Let's be real though, this move reeks of pettiness. It's clear his issue isn't with the kids, it's with seeing Teyana living her best life without him. Let's be honest, Iman was never exactly known as Father of the Year. In fact, he's been called an absentee father in the past. Some sources even claimed that when the kids were with him, he wasn't really taking proper care of them. But now that Teyana has moved on, suddenly he's acting like the most dedicated father. It's all looking pretty suspicious. Because this isn't just about custody, it's about control. See, when Teyana was single, Iman wasn't pushing for full custody. He was fine with things staying the way they were, but the moment she starts building something with Aaron, now he's trying to cause drama. This is giving, if I can't have you, no one can. It's all about ego, jealousy, and pure messiness. So the real question is, does Iman genuinely care about his kids? Or is this just a move to make Teyana's life more difficult? Because right now, it's looking pretty shady.
Something that you guys have done frequently in having menage a trois?
No, that's what I'm saying. I think that's the mix up. You know what I'm saying? People hear it and think that it's like a thing where it's like every day we just taking bitches down. Like that's not that. It just be those times where like we just like if we on vacation, like our anniversary, like you know what I'm saying? Like it's just certain times where like, you know, like in the beginning I wanted to try it. Like I said, I'm Dora the Explorer.
When news spread that Iman was trying to get full custody, the internet was not having it. Social media blew up, calling him out, saying this wasn't about the kids, but about his ego. One of the key points fans are making is that Iman only started taking action after Teyana got with Aaron. Like, where was all this energy before? For months, he stayed quiet, barely making any headlines. But as soon as Teyana is happy and flourishing, now he wants to play the victim? People on Twitter and Instagram are roasting him, calling this classic toxic ex behavior. One user even wrote, Iman wasn't worried about being a full-time dad when he was out partying and blowing thousands on himself. But now that Teyana has a new man, he's suddenly trying to fight for custody. And honestly, they're not wrong. He was out here spending thousands on himself, but now that Teyana has moved on, he's all about fighting for custody. The truth is, Iman's career hasn't been thriving. When he was with Teyana, he had NBA money, endorsement deals, and reality TV checks. But now, his career's fading while Teyana's out here securing the bags, landing roles, and crushing it in both music and fashion. Some fans believe that's the real issue. They think Iman can't handle seeing Teyana succeed without him. Others feel like he's just being petty and vengeful, not really expecting to win full custody, but just trying to make Teyana's life harder. Let's be real. Custody battles are draining, taking time, money, and energy. Even if he doesn't win, he's still making her life harder by dragging her into unnecessary legal chaos. One fan really summed it up, saying, "This isn't about the kids. It's about Iman feeling like he's lost control. Teyana is moving on, and he just can't handle it. But here's the kicker. Teyana isn't letting this drama stop her." So, what do you think? Is Iman really fighting for the kids, or is he just bitter about Teyana moving forward? And what about Teyana and Aaron? Do you think they'll last? Because right now, they look pretty solid together. Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for all the latest updates.